So welcome to today's Greater Life CoffeeCast. And with today's focus being the pillar of happiness, we are coming to you from a very sodden West Cornwall. And so it's been a good couple of months now, and we really haven't had much rain until yesterday when the heavens really opened. And of course, a day is just like any other day to a black Labrador who needs walking. Rain, shine, wind, hail, sleet, snow, doesn't matter. If there is an opportunity to get a walk is greatly desired. So even though it was chucking it down, I girded my loins, put my waterproof trousers on and headed out to the beach. And as I was walking, it struck me that I really had a choice. I had a choice to complain about the fact that I was getting a bit wet, to complain about the way the rain was spraying in my eyes, and to complain about the fact that it was a bit colder than I might have liked. Or I could relish the wildness. Like the plants, I could celebrate the deluge we were experiencing. And it struck me that this choice presents us so often and has such a critical impact on our overall levels of happiness. I remember hearing former chess grandmaster Josh Waitzkin talking about raising his kids, and that whenever there was rain, he and his kids would celebrate because they'd be like, hooray, it's puddle splashing time. So he had trained them not to see rain as a negative thing, but to see it as an opportunity to experience a different quality, a different type of life experience. And yeah, it really struck me that this is such a powerful frame of reference. In fact, the frame of reference of reframing our labels. And of course, recently going through the breakup of a relationship, for me, I've been experiencing some grief, some sadness, some anger, all of these things. And again, I have a choice. Do I label these as quote unquote negative emotions? Or do I simply recognize and celebrate the fact that these are the emotions that need to be felt right now, so that my entire system can return not just to its former levels of vitality, but perhaps to even greater levels of vitality. And so, how are you? Let's start with the weather. Do you habitually look outside when it's a bit dreary, rainy, drizzly and go, ugh? Or do you relish the opportunity to go walking in the rain? And how about emotions? Are there emotions that you avoid? Maybe do you avoid emotions at all, like feeling sadness, feeling grief, feeling anger? And what the latest research is showing is that emotions are simply forms of electrical charge within the system. Very often that will be accompanied by the release of certain chemicals. And what if you had that as your frame of reference? That you just need to allow certain electrical discharges to occur within your system. That's why you have to feel emotions. Can you see that would be a very different frame of reference to, oh no, I need to feel sad, right? And I always remember one of my favorite books, a book called Time to Think by Nancy Klein. And in it, she talks about how our cultural references very often inhibit our greatest creative thinking. Because, for example, we see tears as perhaps a bad thing. And she shared that in her more than 20 years of helping to unlock creativity within organizations and to develop thinking and listening cultures within organizations, the number of times a breakthrough idea would occur for someone after they'd shed some tears was huge. So how different might our world be? how different might your world be if instead of bad weather, negative emotions, we recognized each of those and all the other ways I could have perhaps brought in this idea of reframing. We recognize them just as an integral and beautiful part of the necessary and magical unfolding of life. How different might our world be? So, today, I don't know what the weather is like for you. And I don't know where you're at emotionally. But my invitation, if it may help, is to consider dancing in the rain and allowing the electrical charges that need to move through your system, that you could label as emotions. Let them move too. And just see perhaps how different your day, your week, your month might be. Okay, here's to your happiness.